Hi, I'm Michael Burgio.
And I'm Amano Lazi.
What does the 21st century commercial agent look like? Well, for starters, we're under 30.
Too easy.
We work 7 days and we're always available. But more than that is leasing a commercial property, there's so much more to it than just agreeing on terms for a tenant and for the owner. And for a tenant, you need to know that the agent that you're dealing with, regardless if it's your first or 100th lease deal, they know what they're doing and they can facilitate this transaction. And for a landlord, you need to know your agent can as well, because out there it's like a minefield for compliance, approvals, fit outs. It can be quite difficult for any party, even the most experienced. So you need to know that we're there to help. And the best case study is a brand new building. We just did a we just did a lease deal, Bliss Bowls, welcome to DY. So a brand new lease deal we just did at 635 Pittwater Road. It was a 40 square metre shop for a new salad company. It was a brand new building, 40 square metre shop in DY. The lead time from when the deal was accepted to the lease being signed was 4 months. There was significant obstacles and challenges we had to overcome to make sure this deal went through, both for the tenant and the owner. Amano, what were some of those obstacles?
Well, look, guys, as Michael just said, we completed the deal within a week. A very easy negotiation process. Both the landlord and tenant were very flexible and wanted to get someone into the building and get a business operating. Now, with the fit out costs, since they are a restaurant, food business, we had to go through quite a significant amount of council DA, strata DA, all those types of improvements, which include major works on the property. Now, what this included was getting a strata bylaw actually implemented, getting a council council approval for DA and food to go through, as well as a private certifier to come through and actually let these guys operate. So this was around a 2-month process in order to finalise all this, and then another extra 2 months in order to finalise those bylaws and certifications.
But look how many people are involved. You've got the tenant, you've got the agent, you've got the landlord, so you've got to have an architect to draw the floor plan up, you've got to have the private certifier, you've got to have the lawyer, and then you're dealing with the member in council, the strata manager, and the building manager.
Yeah.
So there's almost like, 9 areas and 9 people that could make or break the deal, and our job as the agent on the tenant's behalf and the owner is to facilitate that. So what we found, we were running around speaking with the lawyer, because a lot of the time, a lot of those industries can have a long lead time, or can take an hour, 6 hours, 12 hours to get back to you, a day. Some of the things took a week. So what we strove to do was, we'll hear it from the lawyer, then we'll call the owner, get approval, speak to the tenant, liaise with the planner. We were just running around in the middle, making sure everyone was up to date and aware of this process. And if there was any obstacles or anything in the lease, anything in the planning that needed to be changed, because what was a few things that had to get changed? There was the waterproofing.
Waterproofing was a major construction bylaw that needed to be implemented. Waterproofing in Canada is actually a huge adaptation to the actual structure as it is, since it is a cold shell property. We're looking at refitting the whole thing in order to make a restaurant. So we had to go to first the strata manager, then the building manager in order to process the bylaw, then move into the lawyers and get that lawyer to be in contact with our solicitor to forward that info to our tenant.
And something like that could almost take a week, all those parties emailing ourselves. So what we like to do, we speak to the manager, get the verbal, then we call the owner, brief them on that. Unfortunately, because it's predominantly a residential building, that bylaw was more based around the apartments. So I think we'll see that get changed for the rest of the tenancies, because that was more stopping your residential owner upstairs ripping out their kitchen, doing something to the balcony. But unfortunately, the commercial shop fell under the brackets. So that could have really put a dampener on the deal. But what we did, get the information, spoke to the developer, then called the owner, gave him the brief on it, so he was aware, then called his solicitor. Obviously, the solicitor still has to call the owner, but at least he's now privy to the information, understands the information. So something that could have taken a week or 2 weeks, it was done sort of in one day of that obstacle. What else was there?
Then after that, there was the air conditioning plumbing. So they had to run the drill and core hole through the actual slab of the property, which then fell onto someone else's property.
Yes.
So another bylaw had to be created there, and we had to get in contact with the other landlord of the property
Yep.
in order to run that one past and see if it was all okay, which at the end we still did get done.
Yeah. So in summary, don't hesitate that it's all doom and gloom with commercial property, but you want to know your agent is used to overcoming these objections, because the goal is you want to start a business, you want to open your business, and the landlord wants a tenant. So our job is to facilitate that, no matter how hard or how easy it is, because we do find a lot of people who they want to do a food business, but there's no properties on the market that will accommodate food, and we're not going through the stress of that, because most of the time the agent opens the door and says, that's on for you to handle, your rent kicks in now. So to know that your agent's used to that, we're doing those transactions from A to Z where the fit out starts. I think that's imperative for your 21st century under 30 agent.
That's it.
Thanks guys.